Welcome to my 2-year review on my Nissan Z, 18,000 miles later, and the ugly truth of the Nissan Z or 400Z, however you want to call it. So I went ahead and split this video into 4 categories: exterior, interior, performance and reliability, and at the very end of this video we're going to talk about, is this Nissan Z worth it for you guys, for anyone interested in the market. So without further ado, let's begin this video. So let's talk about the exterior of the Nissan Z. Straight off the bat, I'm going to be completely honest. This is, by the way, the ugly truth of the Nissan Z. I got to be honest with myself. The front end of the Nissan Z, original from factory, is ugly as F. It's ugly as hell. There's no other way to put it. I know it's trying to resemble the 280Z and other previous generations. It's just not it. It doesn't look aggressive enough. It's not up to my taste, at least. With this wide body kit, of course, after some modifications, the front end has been somewhat fixed. We got some aggressive headlights from Alpha Rex. We got the Street Hunter wide body kit. We got some carbon fiber aero from Street Hunter. And overall, I think it makes the Z looks beautiful. I officially like the front end of the Nissan Z now, but straight out of factory, it's a tough pill to swallow. Now, compared to the front, the rear end, there was no issues. It's actually my favorite part of the Z. The tail lights look 3D when you turn them on, and it's honestly my favorite part. It has a pretty big ass, so I really like the Z's rear end. Favorite part about the car, I think everybody can agree on that. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, if you take the look of the Nissan Z from a side profile, you kind of get that 280, 240Z front end, and you get that 370 look. But if you look at it just as a car, I know it looks like a 370. I love the side profile, stock or aftermarket. I like it a little bit more aftermarket, of course, that there's some enhancements, but even from factory, the side profile of the Nissan Z looks really good in my opinion. All right, guys, and now we move on to the interior. When you get yourself inside a Nissan Z, you will realize that 90% of the DNA inside of here looks very familiar, very close to a 370Z. But despite that fact, I still think that the interior is a really nice place to be in. Some of my favorite things about the interior of the Nissan Z is that they added suede here on the door panel, makes it look very classy. I really like that. Of course, I love the new digital dashboard, even the center console, all those screen digital stuff. I'm a big fan of it. Makes it look futuristic, so I really love that about the Z. But besides that, everything else, the controls, the handle, the AC, the buttons, everything else, even the gauges on top, it's all from the 350Z and the 370Z DNA. But just by having those digital factors of that dashboard, it makes me feel special inside the Z. It looks really good. But despite all of that, just crumple it up, throw it away. If there's one thing that I really hate about the Nissan Z interior, you can even apply this to the exterior, is that Nissan did not add, not that they have before, but they did not add not a single drop of carbon fiber in the exterior or interior of the Nissan Z. And it really sucks, because when you're paying those high price points, $50,000-$60,000, you would hope that you would get a little bit of carbon fiber. It is a sports car. The Supra did it. Why can't Nissan do it? So that's a real downer for me, at least, but that's just one of the things I'm nitpicking. Pause. We are not moving to performance and reliability. I forgot one huge flaw of the Nissan Z that is literally worse than any other car you can think of. A Nissan Versa, a Toyota Corolla. Basic cars have way better features of what I'm about to tell you than this car that costed me $79,000, which is insane. Okay, y'all ready? The backup camera of the Nissan Z is beyond horrible. It is the worst. It's like it has lag. I didn't know the backup camera was connected through the internet or whatever. There's lag. There's a lot of squares. It feels like I'm playing Minecraft. It is horrible. Literally the worst thing ever, especially at nighttime. You can't see nothing. In the daytime, it just looks blurry. My girlfriend has a Toyota Corolla, and her backup camera is way better than mine. Not even joking, not even exaggerating. It is literally crispier, more HD, and it's not laggy. I don't know what went wrong with this backup camera, but it needs to be updated with future models. Okay guys, now we can officially move on to performance and reliability. How has the Z been after 2 years officially and 18,000 miles later? Let's talk about it. So we're gonna head and start with the exhaust note of the VR30. I am officially not a fan. this sound is not only tamed, it feels a little quiet. When I rev it, especially stock, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Now with an exhaust, you can hear it now. It's still not the loudest. It doesn't make any crazy noises. And the noise that it does make, honestly, mine sounds, personally, I think better than other VR30s. Is a really tamed exhaust system. But in general, not a big fan. Now, what about performance of the Nissan Z straight out the lot? Honestly, I was surprised. I was shocked. The Z is pretty quick straight out of the factory. You guys know I had a supercharged G35 444 wheel horsepower, and this straight out of the factory, no mods, was neck to neck with my G35. That just shows you how fast the Nissan Z. A lot of people call it slow. No, it's pretty quick straight out of the lot. Legit, I had a race between a tuned 370Z and my stock Nissan Z, and it wasn't even close. I think it was like a car's length. So the Z is pretty quick straight out of factory. I am officially now E30 bolt-on. I have a flex fuel, you know, the exhaust, catless downpipe, the whole thing. It's tuned. I don't know how much it's pushing, but I'm guessing around 460 maybe, and the car definitely feels quicker. Once you put ethanol into the Z, it really woke up the car. It's very responsive and it's pretty quick. Plus, the aftermarket community of the Nissan Z when it comes to performance or cosmetics is big. They have almost everything available, and with some upgraded turbos, you can push these motors to 700 wheel horsepower, which in the prior platform that we were in, G35, we were capped about 450 wheel. So this is a huge bump, and these cars can be freaking rockets with bigger turbos. As we were filming this video, literally something else broke, which we're gonna give minus points on quality, because if you guys are trying to open up the hood for you guys so I can show you the motor while I talk about turbos and motor stuff. Well, I was trying to open the hood with the latch and it wasn't opening the hood. I was wondering why. I looked under and it like broke off some plastic tab. Here's a picture. Quality is just subpar. Now to the final topic, reliability. I know I've had this for 2 years, 18,000 miles. I believe like 8,000 of those miles were me with full bolt-ons, or not full bolt-ons, but with bolt-ons E30 blend. And I've had zero issues so far, at least with performance. I am having an issue with my start button where it's like glitching a little bit, like it's not detecting the key, but I have a huge feeling that has to do with a lot of the wires I have done to it, like the air suspension, my interior lights, the exterior lights. It has a lot of sensors and signals and modules in there, so that might be interfering. But if you have a completely stock Nissan Z, you should not be having that problem, because I did not have it before. And anything else, I have not had any issues. No issues with the motor, no issues with the car. I did have one transmission recall, but I was not having any transmission issues before that. But I did get a brand new transmission swap from the dealer, no cost. But yeah, no issues whatsoever with the Z. It drives fine. It hasn't broken on me, and it's been fine. If you're wondering how reliability's been with these cars, first year generation, because it's the first ever cars that rolled out, they've been good with me so far after 2 years and 18,000 miles later. So if you made it to the end, thank you very much. But welcome to the last part. Is the Nissan Z worth the money? I personally paid $79,000 because it was one of the very first few vehicles to come out. I wanted to release early content, and it is a Nissan Z Proto Special Edition. Is it worth it? No. A very drastically dramatic no. Now, since then, 2 years later, prices have dramatically dropped. You can now get them at MSRP and even slightly less than MSRP. At that point, is the Nissan Z worth it? I think so. For $45,000, this is a fast, reliable sports car, at least for the first 2 years. I mean, I daily this ever since I bought it. I've driven it from Sacramento to Arizona to Los Angeles to Las Vegas, stacked miles on it, and never had any issues with the Nissan Z. And as prices continue to drop with the years to come, I think this is gonna become more bang for your buck as the prices drop. But anyways, guys, that is my personal review of the Nissan Z after owning it for 2 years and 18,000 miles later. This is more of a daily review. I haven't tracked the car, I haven't taken it to the drag strip, so that might be a different review, different set of standards on how the car performs. But as someone who dailies it, and someone who's trying to buy it as a daily, that is my final review. Hopefully you guys found this review helpful and enjoyed it, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.